I think that the school would not, it would not be a Fourth Amendment violation in the sense that.
Which school are you talking about?
About the public school.
The public school.
Because I feel that when you decide to enroll into the school, you basically sign over a part of your rights. You still maintain some of your rights, but you're saying that to the school that you agree to whether or not you're basically agreeing to let them search or seize any of the information that they deem can be used to.
What about your dorm room then?
I think that in the sense of the dorm room, it's still a property of the school. It's not exactly your own dorm room. The school has jurisdiction over that.
So the Fourth Amendment doesn't apply to the dorm room.
I think that the Fourth Amendment would not apply to a dorm room in the sense that if the school believed that they had a reasonable suspicion that you were doing something illegal in there, then the school would have the right to go.
Oh, so now we have probable cause. And then what about the private university?
With the private university, I think that it really depends on two things. Sometimes if the university has your consent, sometimes in which case they can, but other times the university might have a policy that says that they can search your emails at any point. And if they do have that policy, then regardless of whether you consent or not, then I think the private school university does have the right to search your emails.
Are they then serving as a government agent?
I'm sorry?
Are they then serving as a government agent?
I don't necessarily believe that. I think that it's really their own affairs, and I believe that it's really how the university wants
Their
to
affairs or your affairs?
Oh, well, I was talking about the university's affairs.
Well, okay.
And,
but we're talking about your emails.
Well,
I think that when you sign a contract with the school saying that by using their email policy, by using their email, that you agree to their email policy, which would generally include a right for the university to search, that I think that falls under the consent exception to the warrant requirement, which was stated in Florida v. Bostix, where they ruled that if a reasonable person would feel free to disregard the authority and go about his own business, then it is consensual. So nobody's requiring you to use the school's email service. So I think therefore it is consensual, and the school does have the right to search through your things. And also in regards to the dorm room, I don't agree with Fariha, because I think that in Chapman v. US, the court ruled that if you were to search a hotel room, the police officers would need the consent of the person renting it, or the person staying there, not just the owner.
I believe I would like to make a distinction between the private and public university. I believe the Fourth Amendment only protects the individual from the government. So I feel that in a private university, the person has a less reasonable expectation of privacy under there, because they're a private individual, they're not connected with the government, so they should be more able to conduct searches and seizures. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good job. Good job, Missouri. Judge, you have some comments?
I want to make a disclaimer up front. On my behalf and the behalf of my former court, I loathe, abhor, and detest the Bostic decision. In fact, in a concurring opinion I once wrote, I referred to it and Florida v. Royer and New Jersey or whatever v. Hodari v. California as creating a surreal and Orwellian world in which the Fourth Amendment was reduced to the status of a vestigial organ. That said, I've got to say or observe that you four understand the Fourth Amendment up one side and down the other. You have a complete grasp of what constitutes a search. You have reflected an understanding of circumstances that take an observation out of the realm of a search in the constitutional sense. You understand the warrant requirement. You understand reasonable expectation of privacy. And I was having great difficulty devising in my own mind questions that I could ask you because I agreed with pretty much everything you said. I think you did a fantastic job.
Very good. Judge?
I would tend to agree. Rather than repeat the stuff, let me just note that when you talk about the large amounts of data in cell phones and emails, that sort of suggests an understanding that's better than most, because the question of whether you, or how to translate values into a new technological context can lead folks fairly quickly and rapidly to the notion that reasonableness is a movable feast. But your point is that it really is about the new technology. It's not about just tossing out the old language. So that is something that I appreciate quite a bit. And for that, I say thank you. You all know your stuff, and that's always nice to see.
You know, I was hoping for a dialogue like we've had throughout the entire morning, and you all didn't disappoint a single iota, okay? I don't want to sit here and echo what the other two judges had to say, but you know your stuff, okay? And you're, not only do you know your stuff, knowing is one thing, but getting it out there, and sometimes all this search and seizure can be pretty tricky. And you guys were able to, on your feet, work through you know, some facts here, just giving a little twist. Only one way that you can do that, and that's know what you're talking about, and I believe you know what you're talking about. Awesome job. Congratulations.